Warning here, guys. This is actually something you should probably take seriously. I have actually made this mistake myself. I don't want you to make it. And honestly, I think thousands of people are making this mistake. It's easy to do. You want to save some money, so you go and do this. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. You know what? If you buy a cheap charging cable, there is a chance that your electric car will burn to the ground, or will just burn, because the cables can be faulty. This has happened a few times now. I haven't done videos on this in the past because I thought, you know what, is it worth it? But honestly, this happened a number of times. So yeah, it is worth it. If you buy a fast charging cable, probably worth considering how good the quality is, because that cable definitely, in a few cases, has been known to cause electric car fires. Now, there was a case here. This is the 5th car fire here in Australia, the 5th electric vehicle fire. There's only been 5 in all of Australia. If you want to count this one, I don't know if you would or not, because technically it was the charging cable which caused the car to catch fire, but still, it happened. A Facebook post by Fire Rescue Victoria shows that firefighters were called to a electric car fire in Glen Waverley in Melbourne. I've got a couple of friends that live in Glen Waverley. Anyhow, the Nissan Leaf was in a 10 by 5 meter garage. It was parked next to another car, which surprisingly, the other car next to it looks almost unharmed, which is remarkable. But the car it engulfed into flames, and 2 people and a dog, they left the property because there was concern that it could catch to the rest of the house. Fortunately, as you can see, there was a bit of fire damage in the garage, but it wasn't too bad considering the damage done to the Nissan Leaf. After 5 minutes, firefighters arrived. Firefighters are so good, guys. I've got to say huge credit to firefighters here in Australia and in America as well. I know you guys are almost always first to emergencies. You beat the police, you beat the ambulance, almost always. From the data I've seen, I know I'm biased. My dad was in the fire brigade, but the data proves the fire brigade are really good and they do their jobs. They take this stuff really seriously. They get there really fast. Firefighters arrived wearing breathing apparatuses. They brought the fire under control, did a great job, and so the damage was pretty minimal to the house and to the car next to it, which is fantastic. This sort of thing has happened before. There was a couple of cases in America where the vehicle, one of them was a Mustang Mach-E, where the vehicle burnt down the entire house because it caught fire in the garage. Investigation by the Fire Investigation Unit found the blaze wasn't caused by the Leaf, but rather by a travel adapter connected to an aftermarket charging lead being used to charge the car. A travel adapter. So do not buy a cheap charging cable that is not even meant for your location. Basically, they've taken the charging cable, put on a travel adapter on the end of it because it didn't have the right fitting on the end of it, and then plugged it in. That is crazy. Imagine the kind of power you're going to put through that thing. They could have been running a 15 amp power point, then putting 3.5 kilowatts of power through a travel adapter. I mean, that's possible, but at minimum, they would have been putting through 2.3 kilowatt of power through that travel adapter. They're not made for that. Neither are these. Don't buy a cheap lead that doesn't fit. It's easy enough to buy a better lead. Even on Amazon, you can find some pretty good ones that has the right plug for your house. So don't use a travel adapter. If you are doing that now, stop it immediately. Please, I don't want you to die. The fire destroyed the Leaf, caused a bit of damage to the Hyundai Genesis, which was parked next to it. Why would you buy a Hyundai Genesis? I don't understand. Anyhow, Fire Rescue Victoria shared this story to warn EV owners about the dangers of using aftermarket chargers and cords. So that's the kind of good news here. The good news here is that the government here in Australia have pointed out that electric car fires are much more rare than car fires in internal combustion cars and gasoline or diesel powered cars. Much more rare. Plug-in hybrids, different story. Anyhow, EV, guys, if you've got an EV, my recommendation is that you get an electrician. If you don't have like a proper fast charger at home, get an electrician to install a 15 amp power plug in your house, and then you can use a charger that can charge at about 3.5 to 3.6 kilowatt. It's pretty good, right? For a really, really low cost. It's going to cost you a couple $100. But ultimately, the best thing to do is actually to get a proper charging cable. Get like a 7 kilowatt charging cable, or even 11, or even a Tesla wall charger that has 22 kilowatt charging speed. Now, Nissan actually includes an EV SE cable with the new Nissan Leaf, but it doesn't include a portable charging cable, which is called a granny charger. So basically these guys didn't have a granny charger. They bought one on eBay or Amazon. It had the wrong plug on the end of it. They didn't check that. And then they've gone, well, just put a travel adapter on the end of it. That'll be brilliant. Anyway, I have to say, guys, if this was you that did this, whoever was doing this, if you're watching this video, that's a pretty dumb thing to do, man. Anyway, according to global data, if you want to know the actual numbers, there has been 511 EV battery fires between 2010 and 2024. So over the last 14 years, 511 EV battery fires from millions and millions of EVs that were sold. And that includes the Chevy Bolt EUV, vehicles such as Hyundais and Kias, which had LG Chem batteries that were recalled numerous times. Only 511. That's an amazing number. And that means that, much more likely you'll be involved in a fire if you have a petrol or diesel car or a plug-in hybrid. So, and EVs are incredibly safe, but just don't do this. Thanks for watching.